Hello there everyone and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Today, if all goes according to plan, we're going to Minmus again. If things really go to plan, we're coming back from Minmus. So, if I sound a little hoarse or coarse, I have quite a sore throat today. I seem to have come down with something. Now, which one was it? It was Solar Experiments Mark II. We're going to use that as our base design because it's got quite the launch thrust, but this upper stage is going to be completely redesigned because, oops, that's just not going to work as is. So what we need for this probe to work the way that I think it should is 6 of these, ideally. Can we put these around the side is the question. Doesn't look like we can do it there. I wonder. The idea is we're going to try to attach a solar array to this. I'm just not entirely sure how we're going to do that. That's the part I'm still sort of pondering here. Maybe if we drop the solar power on top of the... here we are. Can we fit these on top of the booster? Maybe. That could possibly work. A little unstable, but that could do the job quite nicely, couldn't it? That's kind of cool, actually. Let's see. I mean, the question would be, will these things survive launch? So that's a whole other question entirely. All right. So we need that gone. We need probe core. We're going to need... that we're actually going to need. So what we're going to slap on top of this is going to be, oops, come on you. There we go. And we need a decoupler. Actually, we need a, where is it? Structural? Where, I can never remember. Yeah, I'm coming down with something kind of nasty, so if there's an abrupt break in my updates, that'll probably be why. Stacked coupler. Alright, we're going to need 2 goo units on this thing. No, goo. Science. 2 of them. There we are. You guys go right there. Then we need parachutes. Two parachutes. I have no idea which way is up, but I'm assuming the default angle is probably the one we want. That does not look right, does it? I'll put those there. No, that probably won't work either. Alright, we're just going to have to use a single parachute unit and hope for the best. I suppose we could anchor the whole works together with a couple of these. Like so. Might hold the whole thing together quite nicely. We can hope. Okay, so there's our probe core, and the question is the rest of this going to be reasonable design? I don't know the answer to that right now. Oops, of course, accidentally taking a part off is not helpful, so. Alright. The biggest downside I can see is that those solar panels might not be able to access the sun. as well as I would like. Let's see, let's do... Well, maybe that will work. I mean, it may just... This whole thing may just collapse on the way to orbit. I really don't know how structurally sound these things are. Okay, so you can't attach anything to them. No structural attachments or anything. What I'd really like is something that I can attach things to horizontally. Apparently I don't have anything like that yet. You know, so that I could... You know, maybe I'll put 6 of these on instead of 4. That might be enough power. Let's get rid of some of this. Alright, so 6. And then we'll disable the central unit, because that'll become my return rocket. It really comes down to a very simple question. Will this fly as designed? I don't know. I could not tell you the answer to that. I can tell you, though, that with 6 rockets on the top there, I can now fix this design right here a bit more. Re-angle that so it's actually over top of that. And then anchor this to that. No. You attached to... Come on. Can do it. There we go. That should help. A little. Can I sneak you in? No. Alright. So this will actually either go amazingly well or horribly. This shall be called the Minmus Return Mark 1. Of course, getting it into orbit is only half the battle. We can hope for the best. Do I have structural supports on here? I actually don't know, because it's too low. Looks good, just a tiny bit higher, and we should be good. Hopefully the changes that were made will make this... This will be steady enough to go into orbit. Maybe I don't need these anymore. I was thinking also that I might not need those anymore. But I might need something on here. We'll put 2 of them on. Hopefully those will just help make sure that it knows which way is down. Hopefully. Okay. So, the Mark 1 Minmus return. This solar array will be reoriented to face the sun during the flight to Minmus. And if this is done right, I think as long as I don't exceed the gravity, like, you know, too much thrust. So this is going to have to be a real careful launch, or those solar panels are going to rip right off. But if I can do this right, I can have an array of 6 solar panels facing in the direction of the sun during the entire flight to Minmus, which should keep my batteries at full. And then I should be able to do the same thing on the return trip. Part of me, which should also keep our batteries full. Of course, I'm launching at night, and that's one part I can't predict. So 60% launching in 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. SAS on. Very low G-forces. So that is good. Shouldn't need to go super fast, or with a huge number of Gs. Oh, crap. Well, that's just kind of bad. I hit the wrong button, just in case you guys are wondering. Well, that seems pretty good. Oh, yeah, no, that's good. Well, that part held together well. Alright. This time... Alright, round 2. 60% launching in 3, 2, 1. Lift off. Yeah. So theoretically, that should be enough. But I did make some changes, so this may not be as stable as it used to be. It should be. There we are. We'll leave that right there and hope for the best. That's quite the beast. That's a crazy view, isn't it? Looks like we're getting a little off of optimal orbit here. It's okay. Come on. Hold it. Hold it, you stupid thing. Oh my gosh. Looks like something I took off of here might have been necessary, or the thing is top heavy. I can't tell which yet, but this is not good. This is not good. Probably that second set of fins I took off. I think we are losing it. We are losing it very rapidly. Yeah, we've lost it. Alright. Oh, we should make some tweaks so that that parachute isn't going off at that time. Revert flight to vehicle assembly. We've got a couple of tweaks to make to this thing. Okay, let's see what we got here. So we do need at least, hopefully this is the only part we need, is this second set of fins up here. We also need to add one additional stage into which these will go. That central engine will actually be part of a separate stage. Put the 6 main engines there. Separate stage for the decoupling and the parachute portion of the flight. Disable. Oh my gosh, that's got no battery at all, does it? Okay, one last tweak. We need to put one of these batteries under here, or else we are not going to have any. That 10 points of battery power in that probe core will not last us long enough. That'll just ensure that we don't run out of batteries while we're in orbit. Mark 2. Save. It's possible it's these things actually that are screwing things up. Dang it. You know what? That just seems like a possibility, doesn't it? You to you. No, come on. You only need 2. Nothing. 2. To that. Nope. That's not going to be as useful as I thought it was going to be. Okay, we'll take that off for mass. Hopefully this thing will get back to the ground without issue. Man. Don't know if I'm going to be able to record the full trip tonight. I've been risking losing my voice all day today, but I'd really like to get this episode on the way. Launching in 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. Excellent. Looking good now. Hopefully a little less tilt than the last attempt. We'll get a little higher before we do any gravity turning or anything like that this time. So the other benefit we've got is that with the smaller probe unit, we have recharging. We have alternators on these engines. Though the previous design may have been better for our purposes. Well, so far so good. I mean, the question really is, will these power this whole unit here? Because if it will, I am laughing pretty hard. Alright, need to... Oh, there we are. That's where we want to be. Alright, first gravity turn time. Looking good. Alright, slow down. Slow down, you. I don't want to go too fast. I mean, we're only trying to get out of the solar system, out of the, you know, orbit of Kerbin, you know, not too fast. Have to keep it under control. So we are accelerating rapidly. Looking good. Control over that speed, you silly machine. And we are in the upper atmosphere. This is where things can go horribly, horribly wrong the most times. But it looks like we are under control. Apoapsis is coming up nicely. We're almost at the point where we're going to lose control of this thing without RCS, and almost at the point where we want to remove this lowest stage and get it out of our hair, which is good. Right on schedule. It's a surprisingly good little solar array I've built there. Alright, stage 2 in 3, 2, 1. Transition. And alright, in a moment we will stop burning. Actually, that's a good time now. We're going to burn that apoapsis higher. Oh. Caps lock. Lower energy burns on our turn here. And we'll wait until we're a little higher before we do the next burn. Looking good, though. We'll start the burn when we are out of the atmosphere, or possibly right now. Full throttle to the engines. Because we need to raise that periapsis. We also need to raise our apoapsis a bit, so I'm not too worried about that going up a bit while we're at this. Because Lao Win mentioned that a higher orbit would be better for translation to Minmus and other planets. So a higher orbit it is. There we go. Let's lock it right there. So yeah, we're raising the orbit now, which is good. He said at least 100,000, which makes some good sense if you ask me. Of course, we want to be bringing that periapsis up a lot faster than our apoapsis, which we are. Can't test the batteries yet, but that's okay. Okay. Alright, here we go. I need to bring that up a little more. Alright, we need to wait until we are closer to our periapsis, or our apoapsis here. Which makes good sense. I'm pretty sure we're on the... Let's check. Yeah, our apoapsis has been pushed out. Good. So let's do a little time acceleration here. Whoa, almost too far. Oh, SAS off, stop fighting me. With 30 seconds to go, it is time to burn our periapsis up into an orbit. With the last of the fuel on this beast, kill it. Oh boy, okay. Well, let's get rid of that, and let's circularize this orbit. 90, 100, there we are. Good enough. Good enough. Okay, now we won't be able to test that until we get into the sun side of the planet. But let's try and set our burn to Minmus here. Whoa, way too far. We're not trying to orbit the sun here. Come on, don't be silly. Alright, it's really hard sometimes to judge how and when these burns should occur. Alright, let's set the target and see where we are relative to it when we make our burn. Okay, are we getting closer? No, we're getting further away. Oh, lunar encounter. That's not good. Are we too high? Yeah, we're too high. Okay. And sometimes this is really hard to do. Oh, wrong way. Wrong way? No, wrong way. Come on, you silly thing. We're almost as far away from this thing as we can get right. Oh, there we are. There we are. There we are. That's getting a little better. A little closer. There we are. All right. Come on. Now, what did I mess up? I need to drop. No, I need to drop that down. Jeepers. Fussy thing. This is a very narrow window of encounter, isn't it? Of course, I'm also coming around at it at a fairly inefficient angle. Come on. Definitely coming around the wrong way. There's the moon. That is not good. So that's going to bring me swinging back at it at sort of an outer angle, which is interesting. It's not an optimal pass on the planet, that's for sure. Periapsis, that's way higher than I'd like. Is that any closer? Kind of missing some of those tools. I haven't reinstalled Precise Node since the last update for various reasons. Interesting. Hold on. What's going on there? 82,000 kilometer separation. That's probably not close enough for a... Yeah, the problem seems to be that the moon is right in the way of this particular orbit. Now, the moon is going to be at the exactly wrong place at the exact wrong time. That is interesting. Let's see. Are we getting any closer here? Yeah, if we do a wide, but that's going to waste a lot of fuel, is the problem. That's going to waste an immense amount of fuel pushing the periapsis out that much further. That's a lot further. Alright, well maybe we just wait one orbit and try again. Test out the solar array here. Where's the sun? There's the sun. Oh, let's see what we got here. It looks... I can't tell whether we're charging or not. So let's lock it right there. 96. So are we charging or not? That is the question. With 6 solar panels in full sun like this. We're charging. So the negative numbers means we are currently charging. So we should hit 4,000. Yeah, okay, so this thing is currently charging at a reasonable rate because we're not going to be doing any major science here. We're not going to be transmitting data, which is good. All right. Moon is in the way. Moon is bad. Moon is very bad. Bad for orbits. Yeah. What is going on here? We're just the exact wrong part of the orbit to do this or something. Oh, no. Sun apoapsis does me no good. No good whatsoever. Alright. Let's just swing around the sun here. RCS off. Time warp off. RCS off. Looking good. That's a pretty good bounty of charge that this thing has gotten for us. Now, as long as it doesn't use more power than is necessary while it's on the other side of the planet, this thing can effectively fly as far as I need it to fly based on its fuel availability. Alright, it's coming out of the sunlight, so... Okay, that should be far enough for me to do a test. Alright, where the heck is our target now? Over there. Is this departure window going to be any better? Alright, okay, here we go. We're getting a little closer. Except for the part closest approach is not close enough. You know, it's hard to tell exactly where we want to be at this stage. Closest approach. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Now we're getting closer. Except not quite the encounter we want, because the moon's in the way again. Okay, let's see. That is really weird. Or are these things just coming into their perfect screw up of a orbit right now? Hmm. 3,000 kilometers is getting better. Maybe it's just the lunar encounter that's kind of messing up this calculation, but 25, that's really close. Okay, if I'm reading this right, we burn at the moon, slingshot, and get a reasonably close approach to Minmus. That's actually a really close approach to Minmus, if I'm right. You know what? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's try this stupid thing out and see what happens. Because, I mean, the worst that happens is I have to try again. And you know what? That is not the end of the world. I've had worse things happen to me. Heaven forbid I have to do something again. But this would be my first actual gravity-assisted flight, if it works the way I think it's going to. So, Moon, you are in the exact wrong place right now. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. I'd reorient except that this is exactly the wrong. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I need to burn. I almost forgot. I need to burn at 120, 40 seconds. 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41. Here we go. SAS on. Lock it. Let's hope for the best, guys. This is going to be an interesting orbit, to say the least.